Hello and welcome back. Today's video is going to be my winter makeup basket. I'm pretty excited for this because this is only my second seasonal makeup basket. I did a fall makeup basket. If you do want to see that, I will link that in the description box. I do also have a Shop My Stash playlist where I do a Shop My Stash where I pick 4 items every 2 to 3 weeks. And those I like to pick to use along with Project Pan items, and just to make sure that I am not letting things sitting around collecting dust in my makeup collection. So I enjoyed doing that additional seasonal makeup basket, so I thought I would continue it. In my usual Shop My Stash, I do recap the products from last time, but there was a lot in that fall makeup basket, and honestly, I loved everything and I was wearing it in a lot of my videos, so I'm not gonna bother recapping it because, yeah, I pretty much enjoyed everything in there. For the fall, I did pick more seasonally appropriate makeup, a lot of jewel tones and warm tones. Winter, I don't know that I really do that much seasonal appropriate makeup. Maybe some of this is a little bit, but it's also more just items that I want to use for the next few months. So yeah, I thought it would be fun to share, and I'll link my Shop My Stash playlist and also my Project Pan playlist, and I'm also doing a Pan That palette. So if you want to see that, all of that will be in the description box, and let's get into it. For my usual Shop My Stash videos, I don't usually include complexion products because honestly, I don't own that many. I have a few foundations and a few primers, but I did decide to pick a primer because I hadn't used this in a long time and I just recently started using it in the last week again. That is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I have fallen back in love with this. I don't love this whole method of having to stick my finger in there, and as you see, it does get a little bit messy. However, the product itself is very nice because it is a smoothing primer, which I really do like. I was surprised though, this adds more hydration than I remembered it adding. I don't think I've used this in many months, and I have found it to be very hydrating, which is very good for my skin in the winter months. Obviously, I do have combination skin, but it definitely gets more dry this time of year. So I thought using this would be a really good choice. The rest is all colored products. Let me talk about some blush. I decided to go with more subtle blush because I do have some bold lip products and I do want to wear some bold eye looks as usual. And I am still also trying to finish my blush in my year-long Project Pan. I really hope I can finish that. So I figure pairing that with some other neutral blushes. I like to layer blushes quite a bit. Today I'm actually wearing a cream blush and 2 powder blushes. I really like the way it turned out. So I picked the Physicians Formula Butter Blush in Vintage Rouge. I love this one and I haven't used it in a few months. I got this earlier this year and it's so good. Very neutral, more of a mauve color, very subtle, definitely. I like that one a lot though. Works great with bold eye looks. Also, my newest blush, I've been using this nonstop. This is one of the blushes I'm wearing today. I'm wearing it more here, and then I'm wearing Wetnwild Pearlescent Pink there, and a cream blush underneath. This is Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. This is a gorgeous color, very neutral also. I just combine both colors. It looks pretty mauve, really. Has a bit of a satin finish. It's beautiful. I've wanted this for so long and I got it at the VIB sale, so I definitely want to be using it since it is a very, very new product. Last up for blush, I have this little magnetic palette. This is from the Shop Missy website. I love their palettes. They're so good and they're so cheap. I think these little ones are maybe $4. So in here I have 2 depotted blushes. Oops, the magnet on that one isn't good. This is MAC Melba and Tarte Exposed. Again, very, very neutral, similar to that Physicians Formula color. Honestly, these are not that different. Let me see here. Yeah, look at these 3. This and Tarte Exposed are very, very similar. MAC Melba is definitely more peachy, but yes, I have a lot of repeat blush shades, not gonna lie, but I thought this would be a good combination, and I do think that I like the more mauve-y blushes for the winter time. And again, I think they're gonna pair well with bold eye looks. All right, on to highlighters, and then I have a few lip products and then eyeshadow palettes at the end. For highlighters, I decided to go with highlighters that are not my favorite. I wanna see if I can fall in love with these. That's my goal, I think. So one is this Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Bar of Gold palette. I got this when it was 50% off a few months ago. So I think I got it for like $30, something like that. And it's not amazing. I mean, this just hasn't wowed me. It's definitely not bad, but on the face, they don't show up that intense. I mean, in a swatch, they definitely show up pretty intense, but I don't know, I have a hard time getting it to look that way on the face. So I've tried a few different brushes and I think I just need to experiment with it a little bit more. I think it's just such a packed formula that maybe it's difficult to pick up on the brush. And I do like a more intense highlight. That is my personal preference, but the colors are gorgeous. And actually, I mean, they do all work for my skin tone and I can combine them together. So, you know, even though I got this on major sale, it's still fairly expensive. So I want to see if I can fall in love with this. The next highlighter is also something I don't love. It just never wowed me from the get-go, and that is this Elcie highlighter in Pearly Glaze. I mean, it's a really pretty champagne type gradient. It is very pretty. It's a bit more on the subtle side. Again, I don't know. There's nothing really wrong with it. I guess it just never wowed me, so I never really fell in love with it, and I don't use it all that often. This is pretty expensive. I think it's somewhere around $40. I did buy it with Ulta points sometime last year, but again, I think I want to try to use this and I want to fall in love with it. And I admit both of these, I was attracted to these because of the packaging. And this partly because of the Charlotte Tilbury name. And this one, people were kind of raving about it on YouTube. So I don't know, it's definitely not bad, but again, I want to really use it and see if I can fall in love with it. Alrighty, I just picked 2 lip products and I went with these 2 red colors because I figure, you know, holiday season, maybe I'll wear some reds. Honestly, I probably will only wear these in YouTube videos because sadly, I'm not going to be doing much for the holidays as a lot of people this year. I'm not really going to be getting together with my family, which is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. And I know a lot of other people are in that situation. So, you know, I'll do stuff with my husband at home. So maybe I'll throw on a red lip at Christmas. We'll see. But I do at least want to wear these in YouTube videos. These are my 2 favorite red liquid lipsticks. This is MAC Feels So Grand. This is more of a true red. Let me swatch that. Yeah, so very true red. I really like this MAC formula. It's very nice. And then the other one is Morphe Hot Shot, which is a red orange. There's a lot of colors like this out there. I really do like it though. I love that fire orangey red. Actually, this Morphe formula is actually pretty nice. I've mentioned before, I don't buy from Morphe anymore, but I do want to use the products that I have. And as far as liquid lipstick formulas go, this one is actually pretty good. And then otherwise, I'm sure I'm going to wear neutral lips, which is what I wear most of the time, but I'd like to at least use those a few times. I did pick 3 eyeshadow palettes for this makeup basket. The first one is this Blushing Berries by Dose of Colors. And I think this could really make some fun looks with the burgundy shades and kind of this like pinkish burgundy, the dark colors. I really like this Dose of Colors formula. I have 2 of the other ones in this 5-pan. I have the brown one and the Marvelous Mauves. I really like this formula. It's very powdery, but it blends very easily. So I thought this would be good to use with other palettes. I could use this on its own, but I definitely think I want to do some shimmer looks. So I'll probably use these mattes and then pair it with shimmers from other palettes. Next up is this. This is also a recent purchase. If you follow me on Instagram, I did show this there. This is a Tom Ford quad. I know, I got a Tom Ford quad, but I got this at a CCO and it was $35. These are full price $88. So I was so excited that I got it for that price because $88 for 4 eyeshadows, I was not about to pay that, but I've heard really good things about these. This is the one called Nude Dip, and it is just 4 neutral shades. They are all shimmers. There's no mattes in this one. I've used this palette a couple of times. Let me show you some swatches. It's very neutral. And these, honestly, they show up more on the eyes than they do in the swatch. These are not the best swatching eyeshadows, but they're definitely shimmers. They're not foiled, they're not metallic, but on the eyes, they look more pigmented than this. And when I have worn them, I did not even use a wet brush and they actually look really nice. It's a nice, finely milled formula. So I gotta say, I'm pretty excited to finally have a Tom Ford quad. But I'm also very excited that I did not pay anywhere near $88. So yeah, if you're interested in Tom Ford quad and you can go to the cosmetic company outlet store, I would recommend it because they had this one and one other one there, and they had some other Tom Ford makeup also. But anyway, I've used this a couple times and I definitely want to use this more. I mean, I feel like this I definitely will combine with matte shades as well. I don't know that it really matches with the blushing berries though, but I have another palette which I'm about to show you that I do think would pair very well with this. Alrighty, and last up is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. This is one that I've mentioned. I definitely wouldn't be buying this if it came out now, but I have it and I actually really like this formula, and I also hate giant palettes, but this is a really nice formula. I like the mattes and the metallics, so I figure the matte shades would go great with the Tom Ford quad, and I can pair some of these reds and golds I think would look really good with the blushing berries as well. I love combining eyeshadow palettes together. That's pretty much what I do on a daily basis. So I feel like I can do really simple neutral eye looks with this palette. I really love the reds in here. They're really nice. There's this gorgeous copper color. This red is really nice. This cranberry. So yeah, I definitely want to get more use out of this palette because, again, wouldn't buy it now, but actually it is a nice formula. Alrighty, that is it for my winter makeup basket. I'm pretty excited to use these products because some of these are things I have not used in a long time, like that Blushing Berries palette and the Physicians Formula blush. I know it's been many months since I used either of these, so that's why I really love makeup baskets and shop my stash type videos, just to make sure I'm really rotating through my collection, because I don't want things to just sit around. So yeah, I thought this would be fun to do. If you're interested, you can watch my fall makeup basket, and I'll link my Shop My Stash playlist as well. That is it. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.